everyone, welcome to this 3 years post-op nose job video. So for those of you who are researching into getting rhinoplasty and you want some really good advice, I am going to share that with you in this video. I'm going to share with you 5 things that I wish I had told my past pre-rhinoplasty self. I wish I had known these things. It would have made my journey so much more easier. So I want to share that with you guys now. So yes, it has been 3 years since I've gotten my nose job. I got it done in Toronto, Canada. What I had done is I had the bridge of my nose changed. I used to have a hump, so I asked for a slope profile. I got the bridge narrowed, and I also had my nostrils taken in, which is called alar base reduction. And so all of those 3 things I got done. This is what my surgeon recommended in order to match the other features on my face and to create a harmonious look. So I went through with what he recommended. All right, so let's get into the 5 pieces of advice that I wish I had known before I got my nose job. So the first thing I want to talk about is money. It costs a lot more than you think. It's not just the surgery cost. For me, it cost about $10,000 for the surgery, but then I also had to add on the taxes, the fees, the travel costs, because I do not live in Toronto. I lived actually a couple provinces away, so I had to pay for the flights, as well as the accommodation, as well as the flight for my brother, who was the one who took me to the surgery and who helped me during my recovery. And I also had to pay for a lot of things that you're going to need for post-surgery. You're going to need a lot of gauze for the blood. You're going to need, it's called bio something. So it makes your mouth moisturized so that it's not dry, because you're not going to be able to breathe through your nose, so you're going to be sleeping with your mouth open, so you're going to have cotton dry mouth. So you need something to make your mouth more moisturized. So all of these sort of little things add up, and then plus you have to add on the cost of your prescription medication for painkillers, as well as a saline solution to wash your nose out as you're recovering. All of these, I think, costed an extra $200. Plus there's food, so it costs a lot more than you think. And I just want you to be aware of that, but don't let the price deter you from picking the right surgeon and the right clinic. And that is the next tip that I want to go into. And that is, do not settle for a mediocre surgeon. There are certain criteria and standards that you must meet before you go ahead and put yourself through such a serious procedure, okay? You only have one face, so you want to do it right the first time. You want to seek out an experienced surgeon with, I would say, at least 10 years of experience. You want a surgeon that specializes in rhinoplasty, okay? So the surgeon that I chose specializes in nose and throat cosmetic surgery. He has a specific credentials for that. And you want a surgeon that has multiple before and after pictures of his past clients. If a surgeon cannot produce his or her work in a portfolio or a photo gallery on their website, do not go to them, okay? You want to see what they're capable of and what their skills and abilities are in terms of resculpting the nose. It's so important. Do not settle. It's worth the extra money. It's worth the travel. If you have to travel to this surgeon, it is worth it, because like I said, you only have one face. I would highly recommend seeing multiple surgeons, making sure that they meet all these criteria, that they have at least 10 years of experience, that they have multiple before and after pictures, and I mean multiple. Lots and lots and lots of before and after, where they have done tons of rhinoplasties and they know what they're doing. Also, if they offer 3D imaging, I highly recommend it. I had an excellent experience with 3D imaging. The doctor that I chose offered it as a complimentary, I can't remember what it was. I think it was free during the consultation, but then it was added into the cost of the surgery, so it was added into everything once I paid for the entire surgery bill, and it was incredibly accurate. I cannot get over how accurate the 3D imaging was. So if you are offered that, I highly recommend that you take advantage of it, because you will have a very accurate idea of what your surgeon can do with the nose that you have. I swear, after the swelling went down, my 3D imaging was literally identical to the nose I have now. So my surgeon was extremely accurate in showing me what could be done with my nose. Which brings me to my next piece of advice, which is do not expect a perfect nose. I think that this is the most important advice that I can give you, is if you go into this whole journey expecting a perfect Barbie nose that looks nothing like the natural nose that you're born with, your expectations are unrealistic. They're not going to be met, and you're not going to be happy with your results. I want you to be happy with your results and to move forward in your life loving your new nose and new face. So know that there are certain limits with what can be done with the nose you have. So for instance, if you have an extremely broad nose, you cannot expect to have a nose that looks maybe like Nicole Kidman or someone with a really narrow, skinny nose. It's just not possible without looking like you had a botched nose job. So manage your expectations. There might be things that don't turn out exactly how you envisioned or exactly perfect, but just keep everything at sort of like an objective, big picture view. Overall, is the appearance of your nose improved? That's kind of the way that I looked at it. I looked at my before pictures of my nose, and I was super happy once the swelling went down. Even though it didn't turn out perfect and exactly how I wanted, I still think overall my nose looks so much better and it matches my face now. So just keep in mind that your nose is still going to look a little bit like your nose. It's just going to look like an improved version of it. Kind of expect that. Another really, really important piece of advice, which I wish I had known, which I could not find on the internet, is alar base reduction, or getting your nostrils taken in. This is a very kind of risky procedure, I think, especially if you're going to a surgeon that is not experienced, that has not done this procedure multiple times. You want to make sure you go to an expert before you play with your nostrils. Your nostrils, if they're not done right, that can be the hugest giveaway that you had a nose job and it looks like you had a botched nose job. So that was the only thing that kind of did not go exactly as I had planned. As you guys can see, my nostrils look uneven if I look at you straight on. Okay, my nostrils already were uneven, but him just kind of bringing my tip up, bringing my nostrils in, made it more obvious. I don't think it's my surgeon's fault. I honestly think this was the natural symmetry of my nose, and it was just made more apparent because he raised the tip of it. So do keep that in mind. If you have your nostrils taken in, they might turn out uneven. So like this, it's pretty obvious, but in person, nobody notices. My nose looks very natural. No one knows I had a nose job. I have had one person since I've gotten my nose job 3 years ago that asked if I had a nose job, and he only asked because he said my nose looked perfect. Other than that, I have had several new jobs. I've moved. I've met lots of new people who had no idea I had cosmetic surgery. They had no idea. So my nose looks very natural in my opinion, even though my nostrils aren't perfect. And do keep in mind that natural noses are not always symmetrical. They do have some asymmetry. They do look imperfect. I just want you to be wary of the alar base reduction. I really did not find any information on this at all. I didn't find too many before and afters of like people who got nose jobs. They're not really too detailed about exactly what they got done. So do extensively research alar base reduction and consider if it's right for you. Kind of look at your own nose and how symmetrical it looks and how you think your nose is going to look if you get your nostrils taken in and your tip raised. A lot of people, alar base reduction is not required. So if you already have a naturally narrow nose and it's really just the bridge you want to fix, I would just skip the alar-based reduction because it might actually look like your nose is pinched if you get that done, if you already have a naturally narrow nose. So again, it really depends on your nose and if it's right for you or not. So one other tip that I want to share, or piece of information that I've never heard talked about before, is after you get your nose job, you are going to feel really swollen, really puffy, really numb. All the nerves in your nose will be damaged. So literally when you do this, you won't feel anything. You'll feel maybe a little bit of pressure. You're not going to feel great. But something that I did not anticipate was that my teeth were numb as well. So I don't exactly know what happened there, but obviously the nerves running down my front teeth were affected somehow, because these two front teeth were completely numb and they felt sensitive and just weird after. I had no idea that would happen. The nerves healed and I regained my sense of feeling in my teeth, because now my teeth are completely normal again. So there was no permanent damage done, but do keep that in mind. If you get a nose job and that happens, I wouldn't freak out about it. Wait a few months and everything will come back to normal. Also, this part of your lip, okay, like, you know, can you see how those muscles will be damaged? So when you smile, the lip won't go up. So you'll kind of look a little freaky when you smile. So this is what it'll look like when you smile. It'll be like, because it won't go up, okay? So this is like a normal smile, right? But when you just get a nose job, you're gonna smile like, because there won't be any nerve activity going on there. And that took, I think, 4 or 5 months before my upper lip was healed. Also, bonus, my upper lip appeared to get larger, because when the tip of your nose is raised, so is your upper lip. So your lip kind of goes up like this. So it looks like you actually looks like you kind of maybe got a filler or something in your top lip. Not in like a super fake or weird way. It's very subtle and very natural. So that's an added benefit of getting a nose job where your tip's raised. I really liked that added benefit. Makes my lips look a little bit bigger. Okay, and this is another important piece of advice. When you get your cast off, that is not how your nose is going to look. That is not the finished product. For those of you who have undergone rhinoplasty and just got your cast off and you want to cry because your nose looks bad, it looks huge, it looks asymmetrical, it looks botched, it literally looks like you actually got something done to your nose. It's not going to look like that. That is not the final result. I promise you. Okay, so if you're 2 weeks post-op and you're expecting your nose to look perfect or like the 3D imaging, that is, again, unrealistic expectations. The swelling did not completely go down on my nose till about 9 to 10 months post-op. And I would say that probably 80% of the swelling was down about 6 months post-op. So your nose will not look how it looks now. Be patient and allow your nose to heal. Allow the swelling to subside. It's so important. Do not freak out. Your nose will get smaller. It will get more natural looking. It will get more symmetrical looking. So just calm yourself down, be patient, and allow your nose to heal. And my last piece of advice is, if you have been wanting to do this for such a long time, just do it. If you're worried about the judgment of your friends and family, you're worried what everyone is going to think, I promise you that if you face your fear and just do what you know is going to make you happy, it's your life, it's your face, you will not regret it. I would do this whole thing over again. I have zero regrets. I am so happy I made this choice. I had been wanting to get a nose job for 8 years before I actually had the courage to do it, because I was scared of the judgment of my friends and my family. And yes, you are going to get judged. Yes, you are going to get comments. You're going to get weird looks. You're just going to get weird vibes from people when you tell them that you're going to get cosmetic surgery. Who cares? Do it anyways. Do what's going to make you happy. And like I said, I'm so happy that I just went through with it. I just stopped caring about what people thought, because I'm the one that has to look in the mirror every day at my face. And now I look in the mirror and I'm so happy because all my features are harmonious and I achieved what I think is the most beautiful version of myself. And that is the most important thing. Just do it. Find a way to do it. Also, I don't remember my old face. It's really strange when I look at old pictures of myself, like pre-rhinoplasty. It's weird. I'm just like, wow, I don't even recognize myself, and I actually feel like I look older than I do now. My old nose kind of made me look just older and more aged. I just look so different. I just don't remember having that face and that nose. And this is my new identity. This is my new appearance, and I've just completely embodied it, accepted it, embraced it. And I hope that you'll get there too. Good luck on your journey. Know that it's gonna have a happy ending. Try not to be anxious or scared, pre-surgery. Just have faith that everything is gonna work out for you, and you're gonna have a new and improved nose and a new and improved face. Okay guys, I hope that this helps, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.